Thank you, Madam Joyce. I'll be your presenter today and one who's going to actually encourage, motivate you, and give you enough reasons why you need to be in Powerlife Global and work together with us. And I believe the next few minutes we have, it's going to be a time of learning, great inspiration, and also a sense of direction. Now, most of the people go to the medical school between their first year to sixth year. Some go to KMTC. Especially in the medical school, they learn around 10,000 different types of diseases. 10,000. They're being mentioned. Out of the 10,000, the institution makes sure that they can be able to understand competently 5,000 other types of diseases. But from the 5,000, only around 500 have a very specific way of intervention. But out of the 500, only 350 have a clear treatment method. Others are more preventive, but 350 have a way of treatment. Today we have a condition like COVID, which is very much new in our society. And the big question is, as more emerging challenges are coming in our society, what kind of an answer do we have to the community we have, into the society in which we are in? Now, that one demands and calls for each one of us to venture into the world of science and health, to understand the dynamics of health within our globally at this particular point, so that we can become part of the arm of solution to health issues in our society. And just as great men and women are doing research each and every day to make sure that the 10,000 different types of diseases, there's a clear intervention on how problems can be solved. Today, I'd like to talk about Powerlife as a choice for health in our society. Powerlife as a choice for health in our society. Now, why is it important that I have to talk about this today? In Kenya today, you have so many emerging companies coming up, both pharmaceutical and nutraceutical company, coming up so that people in different health conditions can have a sense of direction, can have a sense of peace in their minds, a sense of peace in their heart as far as their health is concerned. However, the big question is this: what makes Powerlife Global different from other companies, and the reason why this has to be a choice for today for tomorrow and for the generation to come. What are some of the reasons why Powerlife Global should be your compensation plan for retirement, and if possible, early retirement, so that you don't find yourself going on and working for money, but getting involved in yourself in a system which is bringing solution to health predicament, one, and apart from that, partnership and contract with this company, how it can make you to sign for early retirement and you focus to work with this particular company. Now, after all is said and done, my purpose today is to give you 2, 3 to 4 reasons why you have to choose this company. Today, my agenda is, how can I motivate you to see Powerlife Global as the best gift which God has given you today for your early retirement and health solution to our community. Now, the first reason why you need to choose Powerlife Global as your choice company, it's because Powerlife Global is today a health sector under regenerative medicine. One, because Powerlife Global is in the health sector under what we call regenerative medicine. Regenerative medicine. And that's very key and extremely important. Now, I'm purposely talking about regenerative medicine because as some of you are coming in and joining our meeting, probably may be thinking this is one of the nutritional supplement company whereby as you come in, we are going to give you calcium, potassium, zinc, and you're going to sell to the people. I believe in nutritional supplement, and I believe they have a role in our health. There's something unique, which is extremely different with what we have, which it's extremely important for you to understand so that in your approach to coming in contact with this company, you can have clear understanding and bring real solution to the people. And that's why I say we are under regenerative medicine. That's the angle of health sector in which we are in. Now, when I talk about regenerative medicine, one thing which needs to come to your mind as we narrow it down, I'm talking about a section of regenerative medicine which we call stem cell therapy. Stem cell therapy. Why stem cell therapy? Now, I'm intentionally using 2 words. One is stem cell, another one is therapy. It's not by accident. Why? Because stem cell is an intervention of its own, and therapy is a process of its own. So in other words, like our new visitor has come today, your friend has just invited you to partner with a company which is operating under regenerative medicine with specific intervention called stem cell therapy. Now, the next big question is, what is stem cell? Now, stem cell is production of new and differentiated cells in our bone marrow. I repeat again, stem cell is production of new and differentiated cells in our bone marrow. Now, each and every child who is conceived in the womb of a woman, it's a combination of 2 cells, from the man and from the woman. And upon the connection of these 2 cells, then life starts at that particular point, whereby from these cells, organ, tissues, and formation of our body takes place. What you need to understand is this. From this particular point, as this development of new life starts, until the time when someone is 25 years old, millions and billions of new cells are being produced within our system from the bone marrow, one of the places where they are being produced in our bone marrow. Now, the moment the production takes place, at this particular point, all these cells, because they don't have an identity, then we call them undifferentiated cells. Then, as they're being produced in our bone marrow, then they form identity. Some become brain cells, some become heart cells, some become cells of the skin, and many other more. Now, that process whereby millions of these cells are being produced in our bone marrow is what we call stem cell. Unfortunately, by the time we get to the age of 25 years, there are different emerging challenges which come on our way. One, Before 25 years, by the time you're at 20 years old, there's what we call human growth hormones, which actually stops being processed in our system, or human growth hormones. And at 25 years old, now production of new and differentiated cells starts moving down. Why? Because one of the dynamics in our system is that in our gastro system, absorption of minerals, nutrients, and amino acid starts getting compromised. And out of that, then it means because it's going down, then some of the aftermath effect includes reduction of the production of new cells in our bone marrow. By that time, when you're 25, you're mature enough. The more mature are the alpha cells within our system. But the moment the reduction of new and differentiated cells continue going down, other new emerging issues which come up include gaps within our system, which later on develop to other complications within our body organs. In a nutshell, what I'm saying is this: stem cell is production of new and differentiated cells in our bone marrow. And we are concerned about production of millions and billions of new cells each and every day because they determine the health state of our whole anatomy system. Why is it important? Now, the philosophy behind our intervention is simple. Scientists in their research, they just found out, as they did in the past, and now they're still putting emphasis. Every physical ailment is rooted in our cellulite level, all the level of our cells production. Now, because of that, then it means a healthy cell in a person will always lead to a healthy organ, which will produce healthy tissues, and finally a healthy body. On the contrary, again, we'll say a sick cell in our system will lead to sick organ, sick tissues, which will go and finally become sick body. So in other words, it means that most of the time, when we are having pathological problem of physical ailment, the root problem of our condition is right into the cellulite level. Unfortunately, most of our times when medication and treatments take place, health practitioners are focusing on managing the symptoms of the patient. And this includes, for example, there are some conditions which people have, and because there's no clear way of intervention, the best thing which can be done by the health practitioners is to help you to manage your condition. Why? Because the concept and the technology of reaching out to the cells which are connected to that particular organ, probably the treatment may not be there in one way or the other. Even the few which are there cannot competently help and facilitate in that. The reason you need to partner with Powerlife Global is because Powerlife Global has a solution towards reaching to the cellulite level of each and every particular individual. And not only reaching to the cellulite level, but getting to the production of new and differentiated cells within our bone marrow. Meaning that any intervention that can go to the point of the bone marrow and facilitates, one, production of millions to billions of new cells in our bone marrow, it's something which many of us must go for. However, I said another thing, it's a therapy. When you talk about a therapy, you're talking about a professionally recognized system and process which demands skills and technique and formulas. And once used well, then specific results are going to be realized. So we are in the business of stem cell therapy. Now, for those who are new in this industry, let me go back to the history of stem cell. For quite a long time, when many Kenyans are sick, families contribute to them a lot of money to go to India, some to go to UK, some to go to the United States of America. And some of the very chronic complications, treatments which have been done and have been competent is stem cell therapy. Specifically, in one of the well-known layman language, what we call bone marrow transplant. Bone marrow transplant is one of the stem cell therapy which has been used with men and women with very high chronic conditions, like very serious type of cancers which people have. And it has worked for some. Now, people who go for stem cell, for such kind of therapy, we call it human stem cell therapy. Human stem cell therapy. And history tells us this. In the past, when people are going for such kind of intervention or human stem cell therapy, there are different ways in which stem cells were being extracted from other people, and then they get induced to the patient or the person who is sick. And one of the methods which was being used included the following. An hospital could look for surrogate women or women who are ready for sperm to be put inside their womb. Then they become pregnant on behalf of someone else. But in this context, they become pregnant on behalf of the patient, not to give the patient a child, no, but so that once the fetus is around 6 to 8 months, the fetus will be extracted out of this particular patient. Then the stem cell in the fetus will be extracted out and transferred to this particular patient. So what happens? The bone marrow of the patient will be extracted out, and the new stem cells will be put in this patient. Then the patient will be isolated for 1 good clean year. During that particular time, this stem cell of the child which has been put on this particular patient will start increasing and developing. And within no time, this patient will become well, fine, and out of isolation and free from the condition and the ailment which he had. So what does it mean? It required a fetus to die for somebody else to be healthy. And that's why the government of Kenya up to today, they have not embraced that methodology. However, the good news is this, even in human-based stem cell, is that today more research has been done, and it has been found out that from the fats on the belly of a person, or from the skin, or from the umbilical cord of a person, stem cells can be instructed and induced back. That's the good news. Meaning that if today we have a Kenyan runner, and then his own stem cells are extracted and put in the stem cell bank, what happens is that when you start feeling worn out in part of his body, the joints and everything, the stem cell bank of his stem cell will be extracted from the bank and induced back into this runner, and he'll be able to run for more and more and more years. Why? Because the system will be able to regenerate itself. I'm quite sure you've seen some of these movies today, and they've been there for some time, whereby like some guys are fighting, then someone is cut on the face and the face heals itself instantly, regenerates itself instantly. That's the concept you're talking about in stem cell therapy. In many developed countries today, when children are born, from the placenta of their mother, their stem cells are extracted and stored in stem cell banks. Just as we have sperm bank, blood bank also. And the reason is simple. Developed countries have come up with stem cell banks so that in case this child in the future will become sick or get a chronic condition, maybe loss of sight and other kind of problems, they'll just go to the bank, extract the stem cell from the bank and induce it back to the patient, and that part of the body which has been affected gets regenerated immediately. Human stem cell. And it has helped many. However, there's been a problem, team members. Human stem cell is damn expensive. Many of us, ordinary people, we cannot be able to afford. Not only that, sometimes somebody else's stem cell may not be compatible with yours. So meaning with all the money you have, you'll still die and get complication of your condition. Now, that made more research to be done. Can it be possible that there are some animals whereby their stem cell can be conducive to human life? Now, an invention of animal stem cell now and research started taking place. In the process, it was found out that there's some animals whom their stem cell can be very good for human life and for human health. And the process started. People with money who are privileged to have a lot of resources were taken to these developed, sophisticated hospitals, and they went back home well after some animal stem cell were put into their body, and it facilitated in the production of new cells and fresh cells in their bone marrow. And today they went back home. But unfortunately, even with animal stem cell, some people, it was still not compatible with them. And with all their money, they still died, and they experienced a lot of complication. Now, that's what led to more research from human stem cell to animal stem cell, and now to plant stem cell. More research started taking place at this particular time and moment. So what happened? As researchers were doing the research to investigate if there's some type of plants which can be used by extracting their stem cell and they can be used by mankind for their health, then the good news is this. Scientists discovered there are several types of plants which their stem cell, if extracted and used by human beings, someone can become extremely healthy and better. And not only that, compatibility is at a higher level and scale. And one of the companies globally today, which is very competent in extraction of plant-based stem cells, is Powerlife Global. Powerlife Global, and that's why you have to partner with us. That's why you have to work with us, because this is the technology of today. Actually, denying and becoming ignorant about the power of stem cell for health is like doing the same mistake which Nokia did. When Android phone technology came, Nokia thought they had the market globally, and they felt like we are on the top. They didn't know there are people who are doing great research in technology, and they came with the Android technology. The moment they refused it, and later on BlackBerry refused the new technology coming in, today their history. The young ladies today who have found themselves becoming wives to some people because they were seduced with the BlackBerry and Nokia some years back. But today it is history. Why? Because technology has made a big change in mobile technology. In the same way, stem cell technology today under regenerative medicine and much more, when you narrow down to plant-based stem cell, is proving to be extremely competent and very effective as far as our human health is concerned. And that's one of the reasons why today you have to quit from where you have been selling just nutritional supplement and put your feet into this company and work with this company, because we are in the technology which all the members in our group were in the medical school some years back. They're being told this is the technology of tomorrow, and tomorrow has become today. And that's why you have to be in Powerlife Global. And that's why you have to partner together with us. And that's why you must preach Powerlife and stem cell technology through Powerlife Global. So what has Powerlife done? In their research about stem cell, plant-based stem cell, they decided to become a double stem cell company. Meaning they identified two very important plants, which historically they have been known to be very medicinal for curative and preventive. And they extracted their stem cell and packaged it very well, so that once you consume it, it becomes a powerful energy and force in production of millions and billions of new cells in your bone marrow. Now, someone might be asking, okay, you're talking about stem cell. I've heard about some other companies in Kenya which are stem cell based. What's the difference? The difference is simple. Let me tell you the difference. There's a difference between stem cell nutrition, thin line, from stem cell bank. As I told you, in developed countries, when a child is born, from the placenta, what happens? The stem cells have been extracted out of the child and they're taken to stem cell bank, so that in future, a person who gets any predicament, it can be used again to regenerate the tissue, the cells, and the bones, the body, and also the whole system of this particular individual. Now, what Powerlife Global did, not only did they decide to become a double stem cell company, meaning two, a grape and also apple stem cell were extracted and compounded together, but they went further even to take ingredients from other powerful plants like the black seed, Nigella sativa, which historically it has been known, even before the time of the birth of Jesus, that black seed can heal all kinds of diseases except death. I was lucky to do my studies in archaeology, and one of the pyramids which recently was discovered, they found out when they got into the pyramid, a lot of boxes and sacks full of black seed which was still fresh, and they'd been put into the tomb so that when the king, the pharaoh, will be back to life from the other world, he'll have something to eat while he waits for the tomb to be opened and he comes out with all his stuffs. Black seed, one of our ingredients which we're using in our stem cell product. Now, because of that, that one becomes the background concept within Powerlife Global, that we are in a health sector which is under regenerative medicine, and we're using stem cell therapy so that we can be able to produce millions and billions of new cells, so that our cells, our organ, our tissue, and our body can be healthy. And for that to work, Powerlife Global came with one of the most powerful products in this industry. I mean powerful, because in this meeting where people can give their testimonial about how they have experienced a lot of changes. There's somebody I'm trying to convince to give a testimonial. She's over 60 years and her chin, because of uzee, had dropped down, and how in 2 weeks it went back intact. And everybody just loves her. And she was telling me like, oh, so because you're black seed, and in some community they believe that black seed attracts love from other people, she's like, everywhere I go, people are just happy about me. People are just commenting about how beautiful I am, how gracious I am, how wonderful. She is over 60 years, looking very young. Why? Because she started using our products which went to the cellulite level of her life. And one of the biggest and the best products which we have in our company, which can facilitate, which is the background of our treatment, is what I'm going to show you right now. Procel is the thing. Procel is the thing. All the products we have in this company, you realize they start with the word pro, Procel, protect, pro detox, pro lady, and we have profit. Now, all these pro, they're not by accident, they are very intentional, meaning scientifically proven and analyzed. This is pure science at work. Pure science at work at this particular moment. Why do we need to understand about this concept, and why do you need to continue being part of this team? Because somebody was asking about our products. Procel is the father and mother of all our products. And it's father and mother of all our products because of the following reason. One, because it is a double-based, it's a plant-based or double stem cell plant product. The moment a person consumes this product, and it's consumed under, you put it under the tongue, sublingual. You put it under the tongue. Then within microseconds, it will start being dissolved with a sublingual organ, getting straight to your bloodstream, and from your bloodstream, it goes to your bone marrow. Now, all of us understand very well, from when you were young, these are things you have seen. When you are sick, you're either given your medication orally, you put it in your mouth, it gets to your belly, then it gets absorbed so that it can get to the cells, but majority of them just end up into the tissue. They don't get to the cell. And that's why medics had to come up with plan B. What about doing injection? An injection has proved to be very effective, even in a certain kind of scenario and situation when treatment takes place. However, even with injection, still some medication don't, the percentage gets into the cells for us to get good results are minimal, not to high levels. And in fact, even if they get to the cells, they get to already produced cells. They don't get to the bone marrow. Then apart from injection, the third way of intervention has to be IV, whereby the medication gets to the bloodstream directly. But remember, as it gets there and it helps in facilitating the health, still majority don't get to the bone marrow so that it can facilitate the production of the new cells. But what gets to the bone marrow is when treatment takes place through sublingual system, under the tongue. That's what makes our intervention to be very unique, very important, and very good and nice at the same time. So what does it mean? When a person starts using our ProCell, our intention is, how can the cells of this particular individual, which have not been, the production has gone down because the cells which have been dying, they're not being reproduced. Or probably because the damaged cells, they need repair, because our cells are dying every day. They need to be repaired. Some are becoming weak. They need to be rejuvenated. Some of our cells, because they're dying, we need more production in millions and billions. Not only that, some need to be replaced. Because, a good example, some of the cells, some of our cells have been compromised to become cancerous. They need to be replaced. They need to be replaced. Not only that, some also, apart from being replaced, they need to be restored. A good example, someone developing dementia and now he's starting forgetting things. It needs a restoration of intelligence in the cells which deal with the intelligence. Because it's not the brain component which makes one to be intelligent, it's the cells which coordinate within that part, which makes one's intelligence to be seen to be high or to be low. So what needs to happen in such kind of case? We need more restoration, production, replacement, rejuvenation, and repair of our cells, which also affect not only that, our organ to be restored, our tissues to be restored, so that our body health can be restored. Now, the coming in of this stem cell therapy exists so that most of the problems we have today which needs surgical intervention, this therapy is the answer to such kind of problem and predicament. And that's why you have to partner together with us. That's why you have to work with us. That's why you have to preach Powerlife Global and stem cell technology which we have. Why? Because we are going to reduce the expenses of so many people. They don't need to go to India anymore. They don't need to go to America anymore. Some don't need to go to UK. Some don't need to go to China. Some don't even need to go to Tanzania. Why? Because right here from Kenya, we are privileged to partner with a company which has the best technology for health today. As our cells are being repaired, being rejuvenated, being reproduced, being replaced, being restored, as we attain new cell tissues which are very healthy. Another thing which happens when you use this product, it increases the intelligence of your immune cells. I'll repeat again, it increases the intelligence of our immune cells. Because the low intelligence of your immune cells, the more your system cannot help itself. Because sometimes we have some conditions which are very like autoimmune condition, whereby instead of your immunity protecting you, it fights against you. And many other more. Somebody, for example, kidney stone. Somebody has problem, arthritis. Somebody has a problem like a good example, like the kneecap is so much worn out and you need surgery. With this therapy, your kneecap can be regenerated back to normality without any surgical intervention. So that's what it means. We need to encourage people to be partnership with us because we are going to help many people to reduce their expenses. And not only that, we'll help many people not to undergo unnecessary surgery. Why? Because the moment the intelligence of your immune system goes high, this is what happens. All of you will agree with me. Unfortunately, sometimes the reason why we take some patients to India and other countries, it's not because our doctors are not well informed. They are well educated, very informed, but some of the facilities we have don't give right diagnosis. So you come out of Kenya with an assumed problem, you get to India, UK, US, they tell you totally a different thing. Facilities and misdiagnosis. Now, because that's a predicament we have in our society for different kind of reasons, then it becomes important for our immune cell intelligence to go extremely high so that our immune cell become our own inner internal scanner, whereby it can be able to scan our whole system and know the cells which cells need to be restored, to be replaced, to be repaired. A natural system which God created from the time of creation. So meaning that use of our products like Procell facilitates your inner internal scanner, whereby scanning can take place in our tissues, in our nerves, in our bones, every part of us, and then the immune cells will acknowledge, here there's someone who is diabetic because the beta cells are going down. So the new and differentiated cells will be told, can you go and support the pancreas of this particular part of the body? And the moment they're channeled to the pancreas, then if it's the organ which is the problem, it will start regenerating the organ. If the tissues have been damaged, it will start repairing the tissue. If the cells are going down, affecting the hormones of the beta cells, they start going up. And within no time, you recover from diabetes. And that's why today, with the use of this product among many others which we have, I can competently encourage each one of us to know this. You have a brother, do you have a brother and a sister who got stroke? We have a solution to it. Some with thyroid-related problems or mono problem due to thyroid-related issues, goiter. We have a solution without surgery. Our stem cell therapy. People with fibroids and different type of fibrogen, we can extract it out without any surgery by consumption of our product. We are talking about people who are becoming older faster than their time. Today's science says that age is no longer a chronological event, but it's a state at which our cells die and get repaired. So the more your cells are dying because of toxicity, because of your lifestyle, and they're not being regenerated and repaired very fast, you look older than your age mate. That's why today in our team, we have men and women who are happy and saying they're looking much younger than they are. Why? Because we get our products, ingredients, gets to the root of our source of life, the bone marrow. So aging issues, we have the solution to it. People are diabetic, type 2, type 1, we have a solution to it through Powerlife Global. Somebody got banned and is planning to be, he has gone through the first surgery, plastic surgery, second plastic surgery. Kindly, graciously, can you advise them to start the journey with us so that the new and differentiated cells can be channeled to the skin and new skin layers will come? Simple example to remember. What happens to snakes? And what happens to eagle? They usually take off and peel off the top layer of the skin, and they get new skin and they become younger again. That's why regenerative medicine exists in our world of today. Blood pressure can be attended to. Now, let me tell you something. Blood pressure is a condition. It's a condition which can come because of organic and inorganic factors which actually get into our life. Your body organ might be having a problem, your system, your nerve systems might be clogged, a lot of negative cholesterol, negative fats, and many other more things. The moment the intelligence of your immune system goes high, it will know the root to your high blood pressure, deal with it, and finally your pressure will become normal. Why? You are not born with it. This is a condition that just come up in time. And many of us believe it's genetically modulated. No, it's the predisposing factor in your health system might be triggered by the kind of lifestyle you have. I remember when we were young, we used to see some families with bald head. And people used to say that this family, people have inherited bald-headed. But the truth of the matter is the children of this family go to other regions in the world and they eat other type of meals, it disappears. Why? They were predisposed because their body was lacking some amino acids, some nutrients and trace element, which facilitates the growth of hair in their head. What do I mean? We have solution to high blood pressure and high cholesterol. We have solution to impotence for men and women. Gastritis, we have a solution. People with migraine headache, our system can be able to know where its root is coming from, and someone can become extremely well. Sinuses, asthmatic problem, pneumonia, TB, lungs have been damaged, they can be regenerated. Talking about dementia, diabetes, insomnia, eyesight problem. I was very pleased and excited with one of our members. I don't know if she's here, Madam Alice, who called me last week, and she told me she had eye cataract. And upon starting the first two products, the cataract is disappearing. This is something great and nice. Testimony, Kenyan testimony. I'm not talking about South Africa, Nigeria. I'm not talking about Ghana. I'm talking about our own testimonials, because as leaders, part of our agenda was that our first 6 months, we need to have our own testimony in Kenya. And testimonies are coming up today. People with eye cataract, it is disappearing even before starting our stem cell. Why? All our products targets the cells. That's the secret. Different type of cancers today, we can competently fight against because of our product. Why? Because the moment the intelligence of our immune system goes up, it will be able to detect and to know some of the good cells which have camouflaged and now they become cancerous cells. So that one means the moment it can be able to detect those cancer cells, which actually attack other cells and also start converting them to other toxicity cells, what happens is this: our immune cells will finally fight the cancer cells competently. And upon that, the tissues, the organs which have been affected by the cancer cells will start being regenerated. And in the process of that, someone will start the process of recovery. How long does it take? It depends on different factors. But the beautiful thing is this: if someone had 2 months to live and uses this product for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, and he lives for another 20 years, that's one of the best blessings we can give to this particular individual. With a very simple thing, because we partnered with a group of scientists who are making research day and night on how through plant-based stem cell, people can use less money to cure chronic conditions which are damn expensive. And this is just one intervention, one product out of the 5 consumable products which I've talked about. In a nutshell, what am I saying? With Procel, which is the father and the mother of all our products in this company, we are able to fight over 100 chronic illnesses in our human cells. I repeat again, we are able to fight over 100 chronic illnesses in our human cells competently. And that's why you must partner with this company that may bring solution to the people in our society. I don't know how motivated you are for today as far as this technology is concerned. This is just one intervention. As I told you, we have 5 good products which work very, very competently within our company. At this particular time, because of time today, is slightly late. If you have a question about what I've talked about today, it's your time. Now on Wednesday, I'm going to do something interesting. After you come out from Nakuru and back, there's some new development in this company for those who have partnered with them, and I'm going to mention. But the interesting thing is this: these new developments which we have in our company, no company, I repeat again, no other product company has disadvantages. And that's what I was saying. There's high chances some of you, this year before it is over, you're going to be 100% sure of your retirement benefit package through this company. We are still new. We are still young in the industry as far as stem cell is concerned. But as far as this company is concerned, it started way back in 1990s. They're not new in health industry. They have been there. But for the last 2 years, the global market and health intervention became public, and that's why we are here. Thank you very much. If you have a question, which I might have an answer, I'd appreciate to answer you. This is the time for anyone with a question.